Okay, we are back with yet another 5 tips and strategies video, but this one is brand new and for TU10 specifically. Be righteous here. And as I said before, it's always great to know tips and strategies to help us get through those mini obstacles. Whether in PvP or PvE, these will most definitely help you out in both. But before we get started, please drop a like and don't hesitate to subscribe. Now let's get going with these tips right now. The first tip and strategy I have for you all is for PvE and one for PvP. The PvE strategy is one that will guarantee that you have little to no problems at the end of the Roosevelt Island legendary mission. If you've gotten that far, then you know how difficult those quadcopters are to deal with. Hovering above your heads, firing missiles and shooting you while you're dealing with all those ads. It's a pain. Well, let me alleviate that for you. Did you know that if you fire the EMP sticky bomb at those quadcopters but don't detonate them, it will effectively freeze them in the air for however long the EMP's effect duration is, allowing you to inflict as much damage as possible for that period of time. This made our legendary finish so much easier, and you know now there is a weekly exotic cache from completing a legendary mission. Well, this is definitely motivation for me. The PvP strategy is also regarding the EMP sticky bomb. We would all be blind if we didn't know that the Firewall's Crusader shield is meta and has been for a while. That shield is a problem, especially if the one wielding it has 1.3 to 1.5 million armor, because it stacks with your shield and it gives them survivability along with damage. With this strategy, you can eliminate that advantage immediately. Once you fire the EMP at the shield or on the ground next to them, they'll drop it right away and get staggered, leaving them exposed for attack. Many times I've done this and it's given me the tactical advantage every time. Even if you don't kill them, it's still a great leg up for your team. Tip number 2 is a good one, and it's tied to a specific weapon and talent. You know the new Headhunter talent, right? That just got released? Well, that talent alongside with the new Mantis exotic sniper rifle is pretty much one of the best combinations yet. This tip is about not wasting your attributes by rolling any damage talent besides headshot damage. Don't roll crit chance or damage. It will not increase your damage because Headhunter is capped at around 22 million per headshot kill for the Mantis. So if you roll weapon handling, it will give you everything you need to have the best sniper build out there. Most importantly, you won't be wasting precious attributes. Number 3's pro tip is the ability to use 3 skills at once. Yes, you heard it right. Well, this is only attainable through the technician specialization. It's weapon attachment, the linked laser pointer, which allows you to pulse enemies, gives you an extra skill without even equipping it as one of your skill options. To top it off, you can even run spotter on your chest piece to gain that 15% amplified damage. Use any 2 other skills along with this and you're good to go. 3 skills at once. I do this a lot and it is not something you want to pass up. The 4th tip is about the decoy. I use this skill in a lot of my builds, even before when I thought that the skill wasn't as good as it is. I used to complain about this skill, but after frequently using it, I've come to love it and now understand how beneficial it is in PvE and PvP. In PvE, the NPCs are pretty easy to fool by simply placing the decoy right in front of their faces. Pretty simple, right? So we know how good that works. Well, there is an element that also gives you the advantage in PvP. Did you know that after dropping the decoy, your nameplate will disappear from you and be applied to the decoy? If that isn't a mind game, I don't know what is. I knew there was something special about this skill, and this is it. Dropping this decoy after running around a corner during a fight may just give you the tactical advantage you need to fool the enemy and win the fight. I've done it many times and have even used it as an escape tactic on my sniper build. Try it out and tell me what you think. The 5th and final pro tip I have for you is regarding the Artificer Hive. It's only available to you by using the technician specialization. This skill buffs the efficiency of your skills more or less depending on your skill tier. The higher the tier, the more effectively it buffs your skills. I made a build called Cyborg, which utilizes the assault turret, striker drone, and the new named rifle called Harmony. This build has grown very popular very quickly after the TU10 release. Everyone is using it, but what I did not realize at the time I made the build was that it can be even stronger, 70% stronger in fact. You know, when it says buff amount on the description, it means whatever that skill is you're using, the Hive buffs it in many ways. So for the Chem Launcher Firestarter, it buffs damage, burn duration. For the Blinder Firefly, it buffs duration and skill haste. You get the picture, right? But what I am most concerned about is its buff to the damage of the assault turret. So if you're using the Harmony alongside the Artificer Hive, it'll increase your damage even more. Not only will it buff your skill, but everyone else is around you who is using the skill as well. I used this in the legendary on Roosevelt Island and we ran through it with no problems at all. Let me just say, it's one of the builds I'm using for the raid coming in a few days. And if you want to see this build in action with all the details, click this video right here to see it. I'll call it Universal Soldier, and there's a reason why. That'll be all for these TU10 pro tips. If you haven't subscribed yet, then don't hesitate. And until I see you in my next video, be right out.